G'day everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you about this amazing slider that's been sent to me. Full disclosure, this has actually been sent to me from a company that's Ashanks. It's the S2 version. The reason why I was interested in doing this was because I do use a manual slider, which is an Eldochrome slider, but the problem with me is I haven't got the technique, because I don't do it that often, to get really smooth footage, and it tends to jerk as it comes across or bounce a little bit. And I know with a lot of practice you can get really quite smooth with it. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time to do that. So what I've done, well, they actually contacted me and said, would I like to review this? And I had a look at the product and I thought, well, yes, because it's probably exactly what I needed. I did say to the supplier that if I didn't like it, I would be totally truthful, and they accepted that. And since I've got it, really there is nothing bad at all to say about this for the price that the slider actually is. So what I'll do is I'll take you through it. And before we do that, I also have tried as well to use gimbals to do things like brides' bouquets and things like that. But again, it tends to jump a little bit and it's never stable enough. Or if I want to zoom in and get the ring and then sort of go out and have that out of focus, it's very, very hard to do it on anything that's not motorized. And that's why I thought this might be such a good product to use. So let's have a look at it anyway, and I'll take you through the features. Okay, so let's have a look at the slider itself. Now, it is made from carbon fibre, so it's a really light slider. It is really nice and light to hold. There's a few things that I love about this. It has a lockable turntable, and what I mean by that is I can actually turn these both sides. There's one on this side and there's one on the other side, and if I move those, it will give a slide that you can see, and I'll show you an example of how this works shortly. When it's coming across, it will give a curve. So if you look at here, that turntable, you'll see as it moves across, it actually moves. And it gives you a lovely different sliding look where the camera will turn around. And like I said, I'll show you that in action as well shortly. There are some settings at the end through here that if I turn around, I can set it so it's dead center back in the middle again. You can also lock the turntable in the center as well, so that will be locked too. This little unit here is the actual motor, and it runs along this sort of a lead that runs in between, and you can loosen that off underneath here and tighten it again. That's how the motor works. It is freestanding if you want to run it on the feet. The feet will close up if you want to leave those closed up. Also, you can put it down like that and turn this down to get it level. There is also a level on the top of the actual unit that you can see through here as well. So that will make sure that you've got your level plane coming across, and it works really well. Quality wise, everything seems to be made out of metal. It's really solid. These are all carbon fibre through here. The whole section through here is metal, and it seems to work really good. Now, the motor itself works off Sony batteries, so I'll just show you which one it is. So the Sony batteries are these ones. So it's your normal Sony batteries that you get, which is the MPFW50. So that's the battery that works the motor itself. So they're very readily available, and you know, you can basically get them anywhere. This is this is the original one, but you can get takeoff ones as well, and it works really good. It seems to last a long, long time from what I've been doing in my testing. Okay, so the batteries that you use, all they do is they just go into this part of the holder here. Alright, so what I'll do is I've added the camera onto this now. Now, I've used just an Eldochrome attachment here. You can use any, so you could use a tripod head, anything that you'd like to attach the camera. This is just what I like to use. I like it because it's very easy to turn around and do whatever you need to do, or move it so you can get it into different positions, things like that. So that's what I'm using in this scenario. So I'll just show you how this works. I can go from point A, so I'll make point A over this side, because now you'll see it work with the camera itself. And I'll put that as OK. I'll then move to point B. And again, you can fully control the speed on this, and I'll just say OK. And then, like I said, if I turn that on, I'll just show you Kerry here. Okay, so if I wanted to do that, then all I have to do is press point A to point B. and you'll see how it shows Kerry there holding the actual attachment. If I go the opposite way, again you'll see that as well. Now it does have a soft start feature on the attachment as well, which is on this side on the camera app. So if I put that on, it probably will start off slower. Yeah, it didn't seem to jerk as much at the beginning, so I think it takes a while to do it. There's also an auto round, so I think if I press the auto round, so I've pressed the auto round button. Yeah, so there you go. So it just does it on its own. So it'll go backwards and forwards without stopping. So now what we'll do is we'll actually look at how the camera will change if I move these, which will use that turntable on the top. I'm just going to stop it. So if I now move these, so I'm going to move the turntable. So now you'll notice as it goes now, the camera will actually turn. So if I now go auto round and just hit play, now you'll notice now that the camera's turning, so it's giving a different look. And again, because it's on auto round, it's just going to keep coming back. So one of the things that this can also do is it will climb up. Now you've got to be careful depending on how heavy the gear is that you're putting on this. If you go down too far, it might jump a little bit. So you've got to be very careful about how much weight you put on it to do this. But you'll see that this will work from that setting. So if I run and press record through here and run it through it, you'll see it will actually step up. So you can see there that it's moving up. So it will go up on an angle like that if you need it to. Obviously, depending on the motors, this probably won't do what a really expensive one would do. It had much stronger motors, but it will still work on some angles. I did try it down a little bit further than that, and it did start to sort of skip on the actual lead that it's connected to here, this cable. It just jumps a little bit, so it was obviously too much for it to handle. Like I said, it's dependent on the amount of weight of your camera and the lens that you've actually got on it. Luckily, I suppose the Sony cameras in particular are quite light, and this is only a light lens, so it does work like this quite well, but you certainly wouldn't want to put a big camera on with a big lens. The motor and this cable or whatever it's attached to down here just wouldn't take that weight. But for me, it works fine for what it is. Alright, so what I've done here, I'm going to show how this is used on the ground. I've adjusted the feet, so the feet here will screw in and out to get it level, which works fantastic. So you can get it level. You can use the spirit level on here to make sure that it's actually working well. So it does show you here that you don't need to have this on a tripod to actually get it to work. So I'm going to press record and we'll just have a look at how that works. So you can see it's moving over nice and smooth. And again, I can control the speed as well here if I wanted to, but it works great. So you have got that benefit of being able to use it as a standalone slider if you don't want to have it on a tripod or something like that. You can obviously use the mount if you want to stick it onto a tripod. So you do have a lot of flexibility on how you want to use this. And I really am happy with how much I've used it so far. Like I said, unfortunately for me though, the wedding season at the moment, because this is Christmas, has stopped for the next few weeks. So I will be using it in the coming days though, or the coming weeks. I'll start using it full time in my business. So you will start to see that being used in paid shoots. But I'll just give you a couple of shots now just so you can see how it works in practice. And then let me know in the comment box down below what you think about it. So it's got some great features. It really has got some fantastic features. Very easy to set up, very easy to use on your with your iPhone for the app. Super nice, super quiet, very smooth. The quality of the materials itself is really nicely made. Like I said, it's all carbon fibre. Fantastic. Really like it. And like I said, it can do time lapse as well. I'll show that in some future videos where I do some time lapse. It's so easy to use from the app itself. And by the way too, if you did want to purchase this, I will put the links down below so you can get it straight from the manufacturer. In no way am I getting a kickback from the manufacturer at all. The only thing I suppose, well, I have got a kickback is that they've given me the slider to actually use and I suppose to keep. But apart from that, I don't get any money financially from them if you purchase it through that link down below. So let me know what you think anyway, and I'll see you all again soon for the next video. Bye for now.